Hey everyone, I'm Sugandha and you're watching Ready with HR and I hope so you all are well and yes, welcome back to this Welcome back to this HR course session 11 and I hope so you all are well and you have seen earlier sessions. So if you haven't checked those sessions, please check from the pin comment. But yes, what all you have to check, let's have a quick recap. If you don't want to check this recap, please skip to 2 to 3 minutes because see, I want to give this recap so that you can understand what all we have done till now. Okay, but if you feel that yes, you don't need this recap, you want to watch only this session, this is job offer, then yes, you can skip. Okay, let's move to the recap. First, we have done the introduction to recruitment. Okay, we have done module 1. There we have done 2 sessions. In module 1, we have discussed about HRM, introduction to HR, what is HRM and what are the key elements related to HRM. That we have discussed in brief, from recruitment and selection to strategic HR. After that, we have started module 2, and in that, yes, module 2 is recruitment and selection. There we are discussing the processes, different processes, that is recruitment steps, from identification of job vacancy to what to interviewing. We have done identification of job vacancy, job analysis, sourcing candidates, initial screening and interviewing. These we have discussed. There are proper sessions, please check those sessions. After that, assessment. In assessment, we have discussed background verification. Now, what is background verification, how we do it, what is the form related to background verification, we have discussed everything. Then we have discussed reference check. What is reference check, how we do it, and everything about reference check. After reference check, we have discussed negotiation. Negotiation, what is negotiation and what is the negotiation script. We have taken 4 or 5 examples for the script. Please do check that negotiation script. That is very helpful. Now today we are going to discuss about the job offer, and this is interesting because yes, we have negotiated. Now we have to extend a formal job offer. So how we do this, right? So let's get started. Make sure to subscribe this channel if you're watching me for the very first time, and do hit that cute notification bell icon so that you could get my updates later on as well. So we are going to discuss this job offer in parts, and first and foremost, let's get started. Now, this is a formal communication from an employer to a candidate who has been selected for a position. Job offer. Now we have negotiated and now we are extending a formal job offer. Here I have used one term, employer to a candidate. Don't get confused here, because yes, employer means any HR, interviewer, recruiter, HR representative, anyone who is hiring on the behalf of employer, on the behalf of organization. Okay, so anyone. And yes, it outlines terms and conditions of employment and serves as an official invitation for the candidate to join the organization. So let's understand how we do this. Detailed explanation of the job offer process. First is preparation of the job offer. How we have to do this? Selection decision. Now, after completing the recruitment and interview process, the hiring team selects the candidate who best fits the role based on qualifications, experience, and cultural fit. Okay. Once recruitment and interview process is over, the hiring team selects the candidate who best fits the role based on what qualifications, experience, cultural fit, whatever the criteria is. Offer details. Now the employer, the HR, recruiter, anyone who is hiring gathers all necessary information to prepare a comprehensive job offer, and that will include position, title, salary, benefits, start date, and any specific terms or conditions which yes, we have discussed while negotiating. Okay, all the special terms and conditions will be the part of this job offer. Approval process, this is important. We feel that okay, we are aware that package was this, we have to hire, no approval process is required, but this is a wrong practice. We must take approval. So the job offer may require approval from various levels within the organization, such as HR, finance, or senior management, to ensure alignment with the company policies and budget constraints. Now here we have included HR, finance, or senior management, and you yourself is an HR. Then why you need to take? Here we are talking about a senior personal HR. any senior manager or means HR manager, anyone to whom you are reporting, you are working on a junior level. Even if you are working on mid level, then yes, approvals are required. But again, I'll say it depends upon your company, what kind of approval and with whom you have to take the approval. So please ask before hiring all these things. You must note these things prior and you must ask your supervisor, manager in pre-hand that with whom you need to take approval after the selection process. Next is components of a job offer. Here, position details clearly states the job title, department and location. It may also include brief description, yes, brief description of the job responsibilities and reporting structure. In position detail, always mention brief description of the job responsibilities and reporting structure. Reporting structure is important because it happens several times that employees are not aware to whom they need to report. And it happens that if they are being appointed on junior positions, then yes, every mid-level person starts behaving like his manager or her manager and start taking the report, asking them, okay, we are asking generally. It's not general. New hire should be aware that whom to report. Next is compensation. It specifies the base salary or hourly wage and may include information about bonuses, commissions, or other financial incentives. Next is again benefits package. Outlines the benefits offered such as health insurance, retirement plans, paid time off, and any other perks or allowances. Again, whatever your company is offering, whatever you have committed to offer, all these things you have to include here. Employment terms include the employment type, that is full-time, part-time, contract, probationary period and expected work hours. Now, a lot of people say, oh, we do not hire for probation, we do not hire for part-time, we do not hire for contract. So why we need to mention full-time? No, you have to mention that he is a full-time employee even if all the employees are full-time. Okay. Here you need to mention in the employment terms that employee is full-time. Full-time, part-time, contract, whatever the case. Start date. Proposes a start date for the candidate to commence employment, which may be negotiable based on the candidate's current obligations. That already we have discussed in negotiation part. What will be the start date? Means when the candidate will be joining us. Conditions of employment. List any conditions that must be met before employment begins, such as it could be, you might be thinking that after background checks or verification of qualifications, any kind of drug test, medical test. So please mention that. Expiration date. The offer may include an expiration date by which the candidate must accept or decline, ensuring timely decision making. Now I am saying may, but I will say not may, it should be. Means offer should include an expiration date because it will happen that candidate can hang you that I haven't accepted within certain time and now I can accept because it's not written that I have to accept within certain time. Means if you have extended the offer and you haven't mentioned up to what time you have to accept it, the candidate can hang you by saying, okay, I'll accept, okay, I'll tell you. No, you have to mention that within a month or within 2 months or within 15 days or whatsoever as per your company. Please accept it and send it to us. With this, you will have a clear mindset that yes, this candidate is joining or not. And even the candidate will have the clear mindset that whether I'm joining or not. Okay, so this is completed. Now next is communicating the job offer. Now there are three ways. First is verbal offer, written offer, then personal touch. First is verbal offer. Verbal, as you know, verbal means verbally. Often the initial offer is communicated verbally to express enthusiasm and gauge the candidate's interest before sending a formal written offer. It's very normal that yes, we have told them verbally, face to face we have told them or via a call, but then we have to send a formal written letter. So written offer, a formal written job offer is then sent via a email. Yes, a mail providing detailed documentation of all terms and conditions, and this serves as a legal document and reference for both parties. So you need to mention things accordingly. You need to recheck before sending for acceptance to the candidate. Check all the terms and conditions whether they are okay, you have included all the terms and conditions and in a right way as negotiated. Then yes, personal touch, the hiring manager or HR representative may add a personal note to congratulate the candidate and express excitement about the prospect of working together. Now, this is as per your company. If your company, if your organization has this policy, include this. I'll advise include this because this definitely help the candidate to have a positive experience. Okay. Next is candidate's response, review and consideration. The candidate reviews the job offer, considering all aspects, obviously salary, benefits, work-life balance, career growth opportunities. And candidate might have done a lot of research that too included with this. So that it will take time to consider negotiation. Now, if the candidate wishes to negotiate any terms, they may contact the employer to discuss potential adjustments to the offer. This could involve negotiating salary, benefits, or a start date. Now, you might be thinking that we have done negotiation. Now, how come this negotiation is started again? See, it could be that candidate felt I have not negotiated this thing. I must ask the company. Or it could be that, yes, we might be feeling that. But here we are talking about the candidate's response, candidate side negotiation. So, yes, we must listen to it. I will advise you that you must listen to whatever the candidate is saying, whether it's in our hand or not. Let's consider whatever the candidate is asking. Then acceptance. If the candidate accepts the offer, they typically sign and return the offer letter indicating their agreement to the terms and conditions. Important. If they feel yes, everything is okay, then yes, they will typically sign and return the offer letter. And yes, they agree to the terms and conditions. And next could be declining the offer. If candidate decides not to accept the offer, they should notify the employer promptly and professionally, allowing the employer to consider other candidates. Now, if you are a candidate, please consider this that yes, if you don't want to accept this, you can tell it politely, professionally, and so that yes, company can find other prospects. Company can approach other prospects. Other prospects are also waiting for this. Next is finalizing the offer. So onboarding preparation. Now again, once the offer is accepted, the employer begins preparing for the candidate's onboarding, including arranging training, setting up workspaces, and integrating the candidate into the team. We have discussed about onboarding. Please check those sessions, previous sessions, so you can have an idea how to do onboarding. Next, documentation. The employer may require additional documentation or forms from the candidate, such as we all know tax forms, non-disclosure agreements, or proof of eligibility to work. So this documentation is required, and yes, with this job offer is completed. We have finalized the job offer. And if I have to summarize, I can say that a well-crafted job offer is important, is crucial for attracting and retaining top talent, as it not only outlines the employment terms but also sets the tone for the candidate's future relationship with the organization. I always talk about don't think of present, always think of future. Whatever you are doing today is a stepping stone for bright future tomorrow. Okay, so always think that even if you want to reject the candidate, do it professionally. Even if you want to accept the candidate for any position, lower, middle, senior, treat them equally. Okay, so this was all about job offer, and next in the next session we are going to discuss about the onboarding in detail. That onboarding we have discussed in our 10 days recruiter workshop. You can check those sessions from there, and if you want to check in detail, then yes, there is a recruiter playlist. You can check from there, but here we are going to discuss about onboarding in detail, and yes, this will be in parts, different parts. Fine. So be here in the next session because this will be the end of this recruitment and selection, and we will be moving further after the next session. Okay, onboarding, yes, onboarding is important. It will be in parts. If you want to know about onboarding in detail, how to do this, what is onboarding program, how we need to draft this in detail, then yes, please do check next session. Okay, so I hope so this was helpful. If you are watching this HR course, please do tell me if they are helpful. Please do let me know in the comment section. Till next video, all the very best. Stay happy, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.